Hello everyone and welcome to the F1 Corner special edition of the F1 vlog with all the news that came out during the last few days. I thought it was just appropriate, and I want to talk today about George Russell going to Mercedes in replacement of Lewis Hamilton. This has raised a lot of questions. Well, first, it is a huge opportunity for the young driver, but also, why George? Why not Stoffel Van Dorn, the reserve driver, who is already going to be in Bahrain this weekend? Or why not Nico Hülkenberg, who is already a free agent? What are the risks? What are the opportunities for George Russell's? And also, could other drivers have something at stakes with this driver shift that could last potentially up to Abu Dhabi, depending on when Lewis Hamilton is back in Formula One and cured from the disease? So, before we start, remember to hit the like button and to subscribe to this channel. Let's answer the very first question. Why did Mercedes pick George Russell? Well, as I mentioned, there were a few possibilities. Nico Hülkenberg, who's a free agent, or Stoffel Van Dorn, already making the trip to Bahrain. But at this stage, I think Mercedes, who is already close to George Russell. George Russell is a Mercedes family driver, because this is the end of the season and that there's not much to look at or to prove in any team. Mercedes wants to give George a chance to show what he's capable of. We know with Williams he's been performing great, bringing that car into Q2 when maybe it should not have been, always out-qualifying his teammate. But now, going with Mercedes, he's going to be with the big guns, and Mercedes just wants to see what he's made of. He's got nothing to lose in this change. We know it can be tricky moving from a small team to a big team just for a race or two. Just remember in 2009, Giancarlo Fisichella leaving Force India to go to Ferrari for 5 races and performing very, very poorly. This is a risk that could happen to George Russell, but I think he's got the talent and he's got the potential to show what he's worth. What could be a good result for him this weekend? Well, I think anything in the top 6 would be very respectable. In the top 4 would be just a great result, but if he can make it to the podium, at least it's going to be mission accomplished, and he would have shown that he's deserving of all the credits we are already giving him. This goes without saying that he will be compared to Valtteri Bottas, who has been with Mercedes for 4 years now, since 2017, who knows the car inside out, has been in it since the preseason testing, and has been competing on very high level all season long for Mercedes. And for a while we thought maybe he could even challenge Hamilton in the championship. So for sure, Russell will be compared to Valtteri. Great result would be within a few tenths of a second than Bottas in quali. If Russell qualifies in front of Valtteri, that would be a miracle for the British driver. And I think Bottas should somewhat feel a little bit of pressure here, that he needs to step up as the lead driver for the upcoming weekend, and that he should not be outperformed by George Russell, because that could put his own credibility on the line, which nobody doubts that Bottas is a great driver, good Formula 1 driver, but he needs to really show that he's worth what he's worth. And if Russell beats him, that would be really quite a shock, though I don't really expect it, but who knows. Who will replace George Russell at Williams? It's going to be their reserve driver also, Jack Aitken. Who's currently in Formula 2. He won some races, has experience with the Williams, ran into a few practice sessions, so it's not completely out of the blue. But I think it's going to be a very intriguing weekend. It's going to be very challenging. Finally, maybe George Russell will get his first F1 points. He said he wanted to get them by the end of the season. Well, now he's got the car for it. Let's just hope that everything goes well. No accidents, no crash, no reliability issues. The Mercedes is a car that likes to be in front, so this is one thing here. If Russell can at least put that car in the front few rows, front 2 rows of the grid, he's going to be fine. But if he qualifies farther than that, or farther than 6, it's going to be tough because the Mercedes likes to be in front and to run in clean air. When they're behind other cars, it gets tougher and then it's tough to make up grounds. So Russell has a big task up his sleeves for the upcoming weekend, but he's got the potential. He's got nothing to lose here. Mercedes is giving him a chance to assess what he's worth, and that's only an opportunity. Crazy idea. Lewis Hamilton still has not signed for 2021. What if George Russell really impresses, beats Bottas by a large margin, and wins the race? I don't know, crazy idea. Could George Russell be Valtteri's teammate next year? That could be intriguing. Or could there be a swap? Could Russell go to Mercedes and Bottas gets thrown out and goes to Williams? That could be good also for Williams, but that's not something we want to see, knowing they'll be at the back of the grid. But anyway, this is all speculation at this point. Sergio Perez could have been in that car. I had that crazy idea at some point that maybe Perez to Mercedes and Hülkenberg finish the season with Force India, Racing Point. But, it's just fun to make up rumors. So that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. George Russell with Mercedes for the Sakhir Grand Prix. Big opportunity, big things at stakes for Valtteri Bottas, and I think Russell should just enjoy this weekend. And we also wish Lewis Hamilton a speedy recovery and hope to see him back again on the grid soon. So thank you everyone for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. What do you think of this swap? Does George Russell merit to be with Mercedes? And what will happen? What are your predictions for the weekend? I will see you again this weekend for the pre-race show, actually, on Thursday, after the press conference for the Sakhir Grand Prix. Thank you and have a good day, guys.